Hi folks, it's Shinobu again. I have yet another unscripted kind of video thing or whatever. A little while ago I made a guide about like pressure and Oki and stuff. It's on the wiki if you want to check it out. Good guide. I made it, so blaze. But I decided to, I guess, have a video to go along with it to kind of demonstrate some stuff. I may not get everything in that guide I want to, but I'll try to get the main stuff. Again, unscripted, so sorry if I'm kind of all over the place with this. I'm gonna go over the three main aspects of, pressure or whatever. Pressure, Oki, and then resets. I'm gonna show some of the options, how to beat some of those options, stuff like that or whatever. So, that being said, I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna waste time. Also, I'm gonna assume you know how to play, or at least some basics about Risotto, because I don't want to be here forever trying to explain what certain stuff does. So, that being said, I think the first thing that's kind of like probably tried and true, it's kind of like the bread and butter of Risotto, is probably his. Can I repeat this? I can. Probably it's his 2M5H6S option. It looks like this 2M5H6S, and then strike throw. So that strike, and then same thing. That's throw. So very easy. Obviously the strike combos into itself with strike. Then throw is just throw. That's pretty basic about what that is. That's kind of the bread and butter for Risotto. You're kind of gonna see him do that a lot on block. Is just strike throw, strike throw, strike throw. Because if you get strike, it loops into itself. If you get throw, it's Oki time. We'll go over the Oki later. That's pretty simple or whatever. I don't see that's too difficult to kind of grasp. As far as counterplay to the strike portion, I mean it's pretty easy. Well, it's pretty easy. Strike. You can just. Oh well, I fucked up. LOL. Oh no. I actually fucked up my own counterplay. What the fuck? Okay. Anyway, I guess I'm stupid. But you can just mash 5L there if you have a faster 5L. Risotto 5L is 4 frames. So anything that's faster than, well, fast or equal to 4 frames, you can beat that. Don't, if you're slower, obviously you lose. Risotto can do 2L there. 2L with 6 frames. Should hit that probably with to demonstrate. I've probably been smarter. Let me try. Let me do that actually. Oh no. Record. Whatever. We'll do that. That should probably work if I want to do. Yeah, that's fine. But you can kind of see that kind of neutralizes a little bit. I'm not good at my own timing, admittedly, so sorry. Volume's kind of low. Let me turn the volume up, just low. I can hear the music. Admittedly, I'm not good at my own timing. I'm just not good at it. I'm not gonna lie. But the point is, if Risotto does 2L, you can just mash with a 5L that's faster, or you can just delay tech it, which is another option we're gonna go over with the throw portion, or you could just try and true just SG that. If you're trying to true SG, also works. That also works, just SG, whatever. Some kind of off the wall option you could do is you could just jump over it, which I don't really recommend doing that. That's kind of like a hard read if you're gonna do that, but you can jump. Technically jump that, but I don't really like doing that. I think that's kind of too hard of a read to do if you're gonna do that. If you're gonna jump, I would say just delay tech it, to be honest. That's kind of the easier solution, personally. But that's the strike portion. So it means very easy. Oh, I forgot too. You can also backdash. You can also backdash. Oh well, I'm too far away. I'm too close into the. Oh, you close in the thing. But you can also backdash this also, of course. If you got it like that, you can backdash. The only issue to that is, of course, if I'm doing strike, I can just. Yeah, sorry, forgot what I was gonna do. I can just do that and catch your backdash. So, just be careful if you're gonna do backdash. In my opinion, the best thing to do is just kind of hold that ground and just either block or delay tech. Reversal sometimes works, but that's if Risotto has a meter. Because if I do reversal, I can just flash cancel and then it's my turn. As far as the throw, this is kind of boring. I'm sorry, this is boring, but it's kind of like the basic bread and butter shit. I don't really care for. I mean, it's a good strike throw. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, it's kind of like boring options of how to beat it. It's kind of whatever. But if we're talking about the throw, I mean, obviously, of course, if you know it's gonna be throw, you can just throw back. Of course, that's delay tech. Delay tech beats both of those options. It be strike and throw, because if let me actually turn on my command list, my controller settings actually, so you can see my inputs. I think okay, yeah, so you can see my inputs. So if I do delay tech, right? It is what it is. I fucked it up, lol. But basically what it is, I just delay that tech until it'll come out automatically. If it's a throw, if it's a grab, it'll just be, if it's strike, it'll just be block. But if it's a throw, it'll recognize it as throw and then automatically tech, as we see in this example here, where if I delay tech, automatically is gonna tech for me. And of course, as you see, you go back to neutral. So now it's your turn again to try to, you know, make some stuff happen. Delay tech is very powerful. Not just for, like, my character, but just in general in ASBR. But there's ways to beat that we're going to go over, actually, in a little bit. Delay tech is powerful. That's a tried and true option if you're gonna go for that. That's tried and true. If you're gonna do something else, obviously HHA or any kind of reversal, HHA, DP, whatever. Any kind of reversal also helps. Of course, jumping too is also the tried and true option. Just jumping. That's pretty much it as far as like the basic strike throw. It's just on strike, you wanna obviously just block, to be honest, because the worst part will happen is that it'll leap into itself, which that sucks, but whatever. Blocking, you wanna block. You want to either, if you got the call out, SG or backdash, but that's risky because I can follow up with the 2M and get your backdash really easily if you backdash. SG is kind of a RPS thing. That's kind of beyond the scope of this, because that's kind of like a, you know, back and forth RPS. I do SG, you do SG, or I do SG, do backdash, whatever, right? Beyond the scope of this. If you're doing throw, delay tech beats both those options really easily. Delay tech, you can jump, you can do reversal. Yeah. So, what do you do against or as Risotto if you have no meter, right? What do you do? Another, this is 3, yeah. Another option you can do on block is to do 214X. 214X. You can do either light, medium, or heavy. I'm only gonna do light and medium because I don't really do heavy that often. It's a frame trap, so catches mashers or whatever, you know, whatever. So Light is pretty good because, I mean, it's safe. It's a very safe button. The only issue is that afterwards, after you're done using it, your turn is over. This is it. Your turn is over, pretty much. Because I go too far away, and I can't do anything. Obviously, letting the bot play out, but if I were to counter hit there, right? If I'm playing Risotto, right, and I'm doing this, right, it's my turn. That's the only issue, is that at the end of that, your turn is over. You can't do anything about it. But the good thing is that if you do it right, 214L is a frame trap, which means I can't mash. So if I'm gonna do it again, oh whoops, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I was like, okay, I can't mash. I can't mash there. So that's a good frame trap. That means that your opponent has to deal with it. They can't mash. They can't jump either. I don't think. I think jump catches that too. Let me check. I'm pretty sure jump catches that also. Yeah. Can't jump. Can't mash. I think SG's works there, but that's, SG or whatever. That's still kind of a guess. And S-Sting is also an option to get out of that. But to be honest, your turn is pretty much over as Risotto if you're going to do that without any meter. It becomes more dangerous once you start implementing meter into the mix of that. And we're going to get into that a little bit later, as far as like metered options with 2-3, 2-3, no 2-1-4, sorry, with 2-1-4. That's just like the basic, like, the basic example. So light is pretty much just like a turn ender. Like, I have no meter. I kind of just want to get my turn off and kind of just see what happens and let it stick, right? Another option is to do 2-1-4M. And this is more dangerous because 2-1-4M overhead, that's also a combo starter. So getting hit with this is more dangerous because overhead, combo starter, Risotto's turn. The main downside, there's a couple of downsides to this, of course. Some counterplay. Well, one, you can't backdash. Don't backdash this because you'll get caught if you'll get caught. Don't backdash. It also low profiles too. So if we try to do a 2L here to try to kind of like bait something, it low profiles. Low profiles. So you get hit. I mean, again, it's very good because it's a combo starter, and your opponent has to guess between light and medium. But the issue in that is, in my experience, 2-1-4M is pretty easy to beat once you kind of get a feel for Risotto. The main thing that makes it dangerous is if you're mixing it in with 2-1-4L also. That's kind of makes it dangerous. So to kind of give a primer, I guess an example, if I'm on block and I'm blocking Risotto, right? I can just mash. I can mash that. I can SG, of course. Oops. What else can I do? I can mash. I can SG. I can SD. Let me try to SD. Oh, I can't SD. You did it the wrong way, actually. Hold on. Let me try it again. Try to SD like I'm a god. Oh, no, LOL. But you can SD. You can SD, you can block. But the main thing that's hard about this mix-up to kind of force is 2-1-4L and 2-1-4M have very distinct timings. So if I'm blocking, doing my thing, right, 2-1-4M has a very short combo. I guess a very short animation, sorry. 2-1-4M has a very long animation. And it's easy to tell the timing if the delay is longer. So a good option is to, what I say, block low, react high, which is kind of what it says is with this. You're gonna block low, because it's all low, whatever, who cares, and then you're gonna react high on 2-1-4M. You can either block or mash if you're feeling it. either way, if you're blocking 214M, it's your turn because Risotto is very minus on 214M. You're done. That's it. You're done. If you mash, of course, that's your turn. Counter hit, go crazy, do what you got to do, go crazy. What makes this dangerous, for me as a Risotto player, is personally I don't really do 24M that much unless I know I can catch you. I like doing this option. I like doing this 24L into SG, into flash cancel. Sorry. What that does is it's still my turn, but I can also start baiting a couple options, those reversal options that we talked about. So I can bait SG, I can bait delay tech, I can bait a whole bunch of stuff. This is kind of universal when it comes to the Oki, which we're going to talk about in a little bit too. You can't really do this a lot on 214M. So this is kind of your turn is over with. Depending on what they do, is your turn is kind of over with. It's kind of hard to kind of force that pressure when you're doing 214M. It's kind of hard to force that pressure. But with L, you can kind of do this all day. You can kind of just like go crazy. I can 214L, dash, grab. I can 214L, flash cancel, dash, jump. That catches, rotate, SG, grab, whatever, right? The whole reason why you want to dash also is to start baiting out that option. It's to get the opponent in the habit of trying to guess what you're going to do. So, I might have to... I can try to see if I can do it. It's hard doing it on the bot. Just because they're so... It's hard to kind of just like... I wish P1 also was like the bot and I could just like block or something. I don't know why he doesn't let me do it, but let me try it if I can try to... If I can try to do it. Oh wait, that's Let's try to do it. I really hate the bot sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Oh wait, that's playback. Whoops. Should I wait that out? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how much I want to... We'll do that. We'll see if that works. Probably not. This is kind of weird, but we'll see. Okay, that kind of worked. Okay, that kind of worked. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get this in real time, but... So, as you see, if I do 214M flash cancel, L flash cancel, and I jump, I can kind of catch for options. So, we're going to kind of go through all those and... We're going to go through all those and kind of see what I'm talking about here. So, 214... Oh. It's kind of not as clean just because... Let me re-record it. I don't like that. Let me record it. I don't like that. Try that. I don't think that's gonna work either. Actually, hold on. That might have kind of worked. Let me see. Okay, yeah, perfect. So yeah, there you go. So that's how you kind of beat that option with meter. If you're doing 214L, sorry. That beats rotate. That beats SG. Well, that beats SG like on reaction. I'll say that. If you're patient like you're supposed to be, and you kind of just wait. Oh, whoops. If you're patient like you're supposed to be, you just kind of just wait out for Risotto to kind of do his option. You can obviously counteract that with another edge of your own, and then your turn. But that's like on reaction, because you gotta think the opponent has to guess what you're going to do immediately after. So obviously at high level, this kind of doesn't work that much unless you're forcing pressure. Because I can also do empty jump there into grab. I can do safe jump. I can do a lot of stuff there. I keep trying to not block my own mix-up. Crazy. Let me... But yeah, see, that beats rotate. It's rotate, SG, all that stuff. And that's kind of the basic thing when it comes to metered options that you want to do is 214L, dash up, jump, do whatever. Or what you could do, if you're kind of really based, you can do... I'll show it on the bot, because it's easy to do it this way. If I... 214... I can't do that, actually. No, that's not going to work. Never mind. Scrap that. I think that's another option. I'm sorry. Because batteries won't work there. Batteries won't work there. But that's pretty much the basis of how to do pressure as Risotto. So to kind of review a little bit... 214... 2L, 2M, 5H, 6S is the bread and butter, and then strike throw. The best option, in my opinion, is just to delay tech every time. Because it's harder to force issues on the 214 6S. However, I can't do that actually. Never mind. Never mind, actually. I was like, I can't do force to kind of bait that, but maybe if I do... That's kind of expensive. I don't know. That might not work, actually. Just because you kind of have to read really hard. That's overstaying the read a little bit. Overstaying the read is not something you want to do all the time, unless you have like a genuine call out. Then go for it. Otherwise, you kind of want to be kind of more... progressive in your guesses and how you want to do pressure, but that's the basic that is the basic premise of the pressure. Another part is the Oki, and the Oki is kind of really simple. There's a bunch of ways to do Oki, but the main Oki setup is just literally just this. On grab or any hard knockdown, you're gonna just do 3H, 214M, 5L, and then you're gonna do strike or throw. The same thing applies to the strike throw option that we talked about in the pressure. The same for Oki. So I could probably just loop that actually. I'm gonna loop that. We're gonna loop that actually. If I can show. I can probably do that. So yeah, of course, delay teching is the best option to do there. Sorry. On strike and throw. The Oki involves what's called a frame kill. A frame kill is it is what it says it is. It wastes a frame of a move to kind of make the next action happen immediately after. So that's what we do. That's what we do 5L though. That's what we do 5L. It wastes the frame, and then we can do whatever. And then as you see, I can do pressure back in the 6S mixer. So the Oki kind of also blends in with the pressure really easily and really well, because if I do strike on my Oki, it's my turn. It's still my turn. Like it's going to be my turn forever essentially. Which is very dangerous, because you got to think about how many options you have to wait for. You got to wait for a strike throw in 6S. You got to wait for 214. If it's high or low, if it's low, you got to wait for. All right, is it gonna flash cancel? And then I gotta guess. Is he gonna do like a jump? Is he gonna run up and grab me? What is he gonna do? You know, stuff like that is kind of like the multi-layered mix up there. Is what is he going to do afterwards that I have to prepare for? And that makes the Oki really powerful. Another thing that's also good about the Oki is that because it's on any hard knockdown at like ever, it doesn't matter what hard knockdown you get. If let's say I'm doing a combo and you know I mess up like my ender, right? I can do that again. Oki, my turn. So the Oki is very forgiving in that matter, because even if I mess up, I can still get my Oki off and still keep my turn. And that helps a lot, because sometimes Risotto has I can't just demonstrate it here because it's kind of hard to replicate sometimes, but sometimes Risotto has a very bad time with the wall. They'll kind of pop out. They'll kind of pop out and kind of just go the opposite way. But also, even if I IPS here, let me see if I can do it if I IPS. Even if I IPS there, I can still get Oki off. So I can do it on IPS, I can do it on a drop, I can do it on grab, I can do it on 2-on-4 loops, I can do it on anything pretty much. I can do it anywhere, anytime. So that makes it really powerful. The Oki. Another option that's also powerful on Oki is, you know, after grab I do my thing. I do my 3H, 2-on-4, 5L. I can also do backdash too. And what that does, it's the same option as the bleed. So it beats the late tag, which is what the jump does. I forgot to mention that also. I apologize. That's what the 2-on-4L flash cancel does too. Beats the late tag. Late tag is very powerful, but also it's very easy to kind of catch people who over-allow on that really often. Is to kind of bait out that delay tech option by doing the flash cancel and doing kind of like backdash kind of time. And even if they block it, even if they block it, it's still your turn because 2M is it goes very far for a reason. So and that beats everything. That beats jump. That beats jump. That beats mash because you're far away. Beats jump. Beats mash. Beats reversals. Beats SG. All that good stuff. And yeah, I mean it's very dangerous because like I can, do this. I can do jump to do the same thing if I want to. Even if I fuck up this unblockable, I can still get it. Another part of the Oki also is I can do a safe jump also on top of this. So same setup, except this time I'm gonna do 5S into JM or whatever. Oh, also I forgot to mention in the beginning. I don't know everything about ASPR. I'm not a god or whatever. I don't claim to be a god. If there's an option that beats something that I don't describe here, it's because probably I just don't know it or I'm not familiar with it to discuss it at length. So don't be that person to be like, actually you forgot to talk about the. I don't know it. So don't be that person. If something I don't know, leave a comment. Of course, leave a comment. I want to know more stuff. So leave a comment. Something that like beats an option that I don't talk about here. Please talk about it. I want to know. Don't be that asshole, please. Don't be that guy. I forgot to mention that just because Cyanide Express told me there was an option to beat the safe jump option. He said it's an SCOS thing. I don't know how to do that. So, that's beyond my scope, unfortunately. So, I don't, I'm just going to leave it as it is. That's an option. I don't know it. Moving on, right? But yeah, so safe jump is you just go 3H, 5S, and then you jump. Very simple. Of course, safe jump is what it means. It beats everything. It beats all types of mash, jumping. Doesn't mean SG or SC or reversal, but that's where you empty jump. And it's kind of like, empty jump, right? Let me get a recording going. Nope. Oh wait, that's a playback. Sorry. Sicky, I think. Oh, well, that works. That works too. Yeah, that works. So you can also just like empty jump, safe jump, and then you beat flash cancel. You beat mashing. One thing you can do as the opponent, you can just dash under this also. I'm pretty sure. If they're doing just, I think if they do safe jump, you can dash under it also. Let me see. I think I'm just blessed because I have a command dash, but I think regular dash works too. Let me see. Oh no, that's playback. Oh, I forgot. I'm in fucking invisibility. It's stupid as shit. But yeah, even if I do, well, no, that's playback. I want to say that. Oh wait, oh stupid. Sorry, I forgot what I was gonna do for a second. I'm not gonna lie. No. Fuck. Okay. I tried to get it. I actually got it picked up again. Am I goated? Question mark. Let me try it again. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Alright. I'm pretty sure you can just, like, dash under this, too. Let me try to do without command dash. Let me just see if I'm mistaken or not. Okay, yeah, no. So you can dash under that, too. I think that beats that cleanly, actually. Yeah, I think that's a clean, that cleanly beats it. Just dash under. I could be wrong, obviously. I'm not God. Don't claim to be God. I think that just beats that clean out if you're gonna just do that. I will say if you're close to the wall, it kind of becomes more dangerous, just because, like, you know, the wall is kind of the wall situation. I can kind of get you to the wall and kind of do what I want to do here. Back in the corner. I can kind of either same side, cross up, you know. Same shit. That's pretty much how to do the Oki. It's only one or two things, yeah. But the Oki is pretty good at looping into itself. Just because if I get strike, I can go back to the 6S chain. If I do throw, again, I can do this Oki situation again. Loop it again and kind of go with that. I mean, yeah, or I can do backdash and then beat all those delay attack options that I talked about before. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's pretty powerful as a situation for Risotto. I think that's probably all for Oki. I mean, it's short, yeah, but I mean, that's kind of it. It's, you know, one thing, but multi-layered. So it's time for the biggest thing, I think, is resets. So new players kind of have the impression of, well, I guess at least in my experience, Risotto Nero is a mix-up character, and sometimes people don't really understand what that means. Essentially, like, yeah, I have, like, you know, broken ass, you know, 6S or whatever. Like, yeah, that's cool. I'm not denying that. I can do this or whatever all day long, sure. Yeah. Cool, like, you know, whatever. I can do all that all day. But I think what makes him more dangerous to me is the reset potential he has. Ugh, can't talk, I'm sorry. Is the reset potential he has. He can do a bunch of resets. The more infamous one is 22X. That's a reset technically because it resets the combo and it's a whole other combo. That's what a reset is. I'm gonna skip this because I already talked about this in another video about how to do it just that on its own. I'm retreading old ground, not doing all that. What I want to do is I want to get into some of the resets that. God, it's gonna suck trying to record this. Actually, it's gonna suck. I can just kind of. I'll try to figure it out. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think about how I want to do it. I'm just gonna I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I'm sorry. I apologize. So yeah, there's probably 3 main resets aside from 22X that I want to talk about that I put in my guide. The main one is just actually, let me get close to the wall. No, right side, sorry. Right edge. The main one is I want to talk about right now. A really easy reset you can do is 214H 5L 6S. It's really easy. Oh wait. Hold on. There we go. That's very easy. All it does is you cross under and you just go low. The issue with this reset is, one, it's very beginner, which is not a bad thing at all. If you're trying to get a feel for how resets work for Risotto, this is probably the easiest one you can do to kind of get a feel for Risotto. The issue that I found is that sometimes it's very hard to force different kind of options off of this. Whoops. Sometimes the wall will fuck you up there. Let me start building this. It's hard to kind of do it, not gonna lie. I've done this reset like forever. But yeah, it's hard to do other things to kind of force that because I can't do grab there because I'm not close enough to do grab immediately. That's actually a bad thing because if my opponent sees there's a space between me, they can just mash, do whatever they want. I can't do 5L either, so they can just mash back. That's also really dangerous. They can just mash back, and then that's kind of it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. They can just mash back. I don't think I can do 5L. I guess I can try. I can kind of do it there, but the issue is that if I'm not at a good place on the wall, like from here, right? I can't do anything there. I think maybe if I dash in, I can probably do it. Let me try to dash in, probably do it. Yeah, I can kind of dash in and do it, but the issue with that is that if I'm dashing, that leaves room for an escape. Also, the issue is that it's pretty telegraphed too. Just because the only thing you can do is strike. It's only strike, and that's really bad because if I'm trying to force strike throw, and I can only do strike, there's no reason to be scared of the throw option that's gonna happen. You can do whatever you want, essentially. I can do DP there. I can reversal if I want to. First, probably not because I can just HHA, but you get the point of like. That's not good because there's options that I can just do to beat that very easily. Another option that I like to do sometimes is 5L 3H 214M. Wait, I had the right way. I was going the right way. LOL. I did it too early. Sorry, I'm trying to remember reset. I kind of fuck it up. I'm sorry. There we go. So, I do see it auto times an overhead situation, but again, that's very dangerous. That's very risky because that's like even more telegraphed. Because I can literally only do 214M there. I can only do that option. I tried to form with other options I can probably do there. If I do, I try to do something. I'm just trying to make something real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to click something real quick. Yeah. I can't do anything there because I can only do a special move after that. So I can only do 214M. And of course, the issue with that is that that's predictable because I can see what you're doing. I just counter it. Easy, whatever. So the issue with that reset is that it's very telegraphed, but also at the same time, it's very easy to kind of get people who are not really paying attention to Risotto combos a lot because they're kind of like, all right, well, I'm focused on taking the 150 afterwards. I got to figure out how to do with that. If you get somebody who's kind of like not fully awake and kind of like autopiloting their defense a little bit, you can kind of get them with this at least one time. And it's happened at high level too. It's happened in my games, my high level games, where that happens, where they'll get hit and it's like, okay, cool, my turn. But this isn't kind of like the best option. And I said it in my guide too, and it's like, well, if that doesn't work and that doesn't work, then why is he a mix-up character? What's with the reset thing being so dangerous, right? And that is because of something that I found. Well, I didn't find it, let me rephrase. That Ender Bullet found for me, that I kind of took into my own. It's the same reset as the 5L one. The issue is, I mean the issue, the main difference is that we're going to go a little bit longer into a loop, and then we're going to do 5M. So we're going to do 2, 1, 4, you know, do our usual combo. We're going to do the first loop of 2, 1, 4, H. We're going to do 3 H for it to hit twice. 2, 1, 4 H again. 5M. And then we're going to 6S. What that does, it leaves enough height for us to be ambiguous. So we can do same side, we can do cross up, we can do a lot of stuff there. We can do that's cross up. We can do same side. That's cross up again, I think. But we can do a lot of stuff there. I'm trying to replicate it, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard doing it while I'm trying to practice. I think I can just do. I'm trying to do dash in, but you get the point. I can do a lot of shit there. Now you're thinking, okay, well, it's just the same situation as last time we had, where we're just doing strike. Where's the mix? The mix is. Oh, whoops. The mix is that I can do. Oh, well, I did it too late, lol. But oh my god, come on, Ari, the hell? I can't do my grab. I'm doing it too fast. It's crazy. Okay, I promise I'm not being crazy. I just can't. I'm doing my grab too fast, I think. There we go. I was doing that shit way too fast. But you can do grab there. And then the same situation as last time, you know, do whatever, strike throw. Yada yada. I'm sorry. That was a flub on my part. I don't know why that messed up so many times. I was just doing grab too fast, I believe. But yeah, you can do grab here, you can do strike. You can do a lot of stuff there. You can also do jump too. So you can jump, do the same thing for the delay tech options. The difference is that they have to guess same side or cross up. They have to guess strike and throw all at the same time. So if I go same side and I do strike, they try to block cross up, they get hit. If I do same side and I do jump and they guess SU to try to guess both options for the cross up or same side, they get hit with a meaty JH. If I do grab there, they get Oki'd and it kind of does its own thing. This is actually pretty powerful because like I can loop you to death essentially. And honestly, even if that messes up with that right there, that's still kind of your favor because you're still kind of out of the range, so for them to kind of do whatever they want. So it's not that big of a deal. You can kind of just, keep doing this, loop all over it, loop and loop and loop, and then they die. And kind of so on and so forth. And I mean, that's pretty much it as far as like the reset potential. I know it's kind of a disjointed video a little bit, I think. But the main thing I want to get across is that Risotto pressure, delay tech beats that pretty handily. Of course, there's kind of options to delay tech. If we're doing Oki is kind of the same thing, delay tech, or you can run under. We just figured out we can run under the stable situation. Not to deal with that at all. As far as this reset potential, I have yet to find a universal solution that works every time. You can try to jump also, but then I can just JO you. Like there's a RPS thing there too. I haven't found like a true there's no true like this wins all the time. At least that I found. It's still kind of a new wrinkle to the game I'm trying to figure out still. So, we're still working on that part at least. But that's pretty much the basics of how to do certain stuff. The guide that I have has more in depth. This is kind of just like an unscripted, here's some stuff cobbled together or whatever. Here's how to beat certain shit in action. But that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy. Sorry for no content, by the way. I've kind of been slacking really badly. But yeah. Hope you enjoy. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff. And I hope to catch you sometime later on. So, bye-bye.